Greetings, everyone. Happy International Youth Day. On behalf of the WHO Youth Council, we're thrilled to welcome you to our International Youth Day event, Chat with Dr. Tedros and the WHO Youth Council. My name is Danielle Walwyn, and I am just one of the many Youth Council members that you'll meet today. And on the Youth Council, I represent the Healthy Caribbean Coalition and our youth arm, Healthy Caribbean Youth. Before we begin, I do want to acknowledge the presence of Dr. Tedros, who has been incredibly supportive of the WHO Youth Council and youth engagement and leadership in global health. I also welcome other WHO colleagues and key listeners and our collaborators in this event, Kids for SDGs. We also want to recognize the Eastern Mediterranean Region Youth Council, the first of its kind, for being here and their participation today. Very importantly, I welcome you. Youth Changemakers, this is your space, a chance for you to connect directly with the WHO's top leadership and share your ideas and solutions. And also, very importantly, to hear experiences from other youth and the fantastic work that you are leading on the ground. Our event today will be in two parts. We'll have a chat with Dr. Tedros, which will be moderated by Christina Williams, fellow Youth Council member. And then we're going to have breakout room discussions on the topics on your screen to explore the work that you are doing in these areas and how we can build on them through the WHO Youth Council. Here are our expectations for today. Please let us know who you are. Introduce yourselves in the chat, sharing your name and your country. We have a number of countries that are represented here today and that have registered for this session. We'd also love to see you, so please turn on your camera. Be mindful of your words. What you say matters and can either empower or harm others. And housekeeping, please use the chat to share your reflections and the Q&A for questions. When we get to the chat with Dr. Tedros, please raise your hands when sharing ideas and questions, and you will be unmuted. Today is about exploring ideas and solutions, and we're looking forward to this experience with you. With that, it is my pleasure to introduce the Director General of the World Health Organization, Dr. Tedros, for his opening remarks. Dr. Tedros?
Happy International Youth Day to all of you, and thank you for your partnership. And the rest who joined us, to colleagues and friends around the globe, I would like to say welcome and good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. It's an honor to join you on International Youth Day. Today is not just a celebration. It's a conversation centered around this year's theme, Local Youth Action for the SDGs and Beyond. It's a reminder that the global change thought by Sustainable Development Goals are rooted in work that's done locally in our neighborhoods and in our communities. It also aligns with the Pact for the Future, which recognize young people as agents of change and essential partners in achieving sustainable development. As young people, you have a critical role to play with unique insights into local needs and challenges. So today is a chance to connect with you, to hear from you, and most importantly, to learn from you as we together build a better future. At WHO, we're committed to health for all, but we also know that we cannot achieve that without the active participation of the young leaders of tomorrow. In fact, you're not only the leaders of tomorrow, you're leaders today. You're advocates, innovators, first responders, and change makers in your communities. Your voices, your perspectives, and your energy are vital in this time of global health challenges. These range from long-running conflicts to widespread misinformation about science to cuts in development and health funding. In the face of these challenges, we must work together, stay informed, and advocate for a healthier and fairer world. Your voice matters. I offer my sincere thanks to the WHO Youth Council for your leadership and commitment to youth engagement and empowerment. I'm grateful for your valuable advice on a wide range of topics, from climate change and mental health to equity and education. The Youth Council has collaborated closely and productively with our technical departments. Your efforts have inspired member states to include youth delegates in their assembly delegations and in decision making. This allows young people to help shape the decisions that will define their future. WHO is deeply committed to making youth engagement not just a promise, but a priority. Whether it's through the Youth Council, our global consultations, or conversations like this one. I very much look forward to your questions and comments and to a productive and invigorating discussion today. But I would like to suggest that our communication should be two ways. Don't be shy, don't hold back. We need your advice and your comments and feedback. Thank you so much. And Daniela, back to you.
Thank you, Dr. Tedros, and handing it over to our WHO Youth Council co-chair, Alistair.
Thank you very much, Daniela, and thank you, Dr. Tedros, for those warm remarks that opened this meeting, but also your steadfast commitment, not just to engaging with youth, but to making them meaningful partners. I think there are a lot of important things that brought us here together. One of the things that brought the Youth Council here is the declaration that we adopted with Dr. Tedros's endorsement last year at our in-person meeting. This was a profound step for the Youth Council in asserting the way we believe that young people set the pathway to creating healthy societies, not just as beneficiaries, but as co-creators. It was based out of the work of the organizations that we represent, based on local work. And I think that's, again, what brings us back here today, is how we then relocalize the work of so many inspiring young people. My youth council colleagues, but also young people around the world working to promote healthy societies, using health as a means to achieve peace and education, and empowering young people through promoting public health. I think we've got to recognize that this is not just an aspiration, it is also the guide for all of our work, and we hope that you engage with the breakout sessions later on health education and literacy, accessibility and equity, on regional, local and national youth engagement, and on planetary health, which will empower us to continue to advise the DG in such important areas. And I think this is really where it's going. The declaration is an important starting point, but it's your engagement here today with the DG and what you take away to inspire other young people as health advocates, as you go to engage with mayors and local leaders, with parliamentarians and national governments on how to create healthier worlds and worlds which are more engaging with young people in co-creating healthy worlds. That is so important. So I'm so eager to listen to all of your exciting opportunities, suggestions and questions. And I now get to pass it over to Christina Williams, who is an inspirational health leader in her own right and a dear friend, to facilitate this Q&A comment session with the DG. So thank you to everyone that's made this possible, to the DG, to all the Youth Council members, and to all of the young people who have turned up to really provide for such a rich and thoughtful dialogue.
Thank you, Alistair. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are. As introduced, I'm Christina, and I'll be moderating this chat with the DG. I'm really excited to hear from you. As you heard, today is focused on local actions from young people, that is you and our young professionals. And so it's important for us to hear your ideas, your solutions, and also your concerns in terms of or regarding global health challenges. So to start our conversation this today, I would like to begin with Evangelia from Greece. She has an idea about how we can ensure that we have more youth participation. Evangelia, are you here? Would love to hear a little bit more about your idea posed to the DG. Go ahead. Go ahead, Evangelia. The floor is yours. Could we get some assistance to have her unmuted, please? Technical team. Thank you.
Thank you
There
very
you
much.
are.
Hello, thank you very much, Christina, and thank you very much for the opportunity to share my idea. Dr. Tedros, first of all, thank you for this open dialogue, and I think my idea is quite simple yet transformative. I'm thinking of ensuring meaningful participation of youth and young public and global health experts in every WHO department and initiative as active decision makers. So we can bring innovation, lived experience, and urgency on health and sustainability issues like the planetary crisis, non-communicable diseases, and equity and justice. And by directly integrating us into program design, implementation, and monitoring, we can ensure that WHO policies are relevant, future-proof, and grounded in real community needs in a way that we can carry as co-leaders, we can carry WHO's vision and mission in the future for the decades to come. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Evangelia. Over to you, Dr. Tedros. Would you like to take one more before he responds? Okay, sure. Ashima from India, are you here with us? And if we're not seeing Ashima, yes, she is. Okay, Ashima, you may go ahead. Just a reminder that we have 45 seconds or less to give our idea. Go ahead.
Hi, audible?
Yes, you
Am I
are.
all
Yes,
right?
you
Thank
are.
you for the opportunity. I am Ashima from India. I am a biomedical science researcher and a youth advocate. The WHO Youth Council Declaration has a power to be more than a statement. It can be a catalyst for rewiring how we approach health education globally. From my experience, lasting change happens when we integrate minds from diverse disciplines, science, policy, arts, and technology in a shared mission. Imagine a young environmentalist, a medical researcher, and a local storyteller co-creating a climate health curriculum for their community. Now, this is the kind of collaboration WHO can champion. My question, Dr. Tedros, is that how can WHO help make such interdisciplinary youth-led collaborations the norm rather than an exception? Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ashima. Now we'll have Dr. Tedros respond to both of those ideas.
No, thank you. Thank you so much. I will, instead of a question, I will, as you said, take them as recommendation. I think the first one, Evangelia, presented it as recommendation, of course, but Ashima moved it towards a question. But as I said earlier, don't be shy. You can just give us advice. You can recommend, and I will take it as a recommendation. And what you have proposed are excellent recommendations. As you know, we have now institutionalized WHO Youth Council in our organization, and we need to do more to cement it. And I fully agree that the declaration we had, which you already indicated earlier, is very important to guide us on where to focus. Then, of course, in order to implement the declaration and the agreements, the areas of priority that we have identified, working with all relevant departments is very important. So our partnership should not be just high level at the management level only, but you have to have relationships with departments and all technical programs. Of course, in order to have it in a more organized way, I think that alignment, though, should focus on the priorities that we have identified together. So that's what I would like to say on the first one. On the second, the fuse science, policy, arts, I think you're right. That's also why we say in WHO the multi-sectoral approach is very important. Health is central and influenced by almost everything that we do. Underlining, especially coming from your side, that's why I said you have to speak the integrated approach and the multi-sectoral approach is very important, and we should also follow the same principle in our relationship in your partnership with WHO, because siloed approaches will not help us to deliver results. We have to see it from different angles, and we have to approach it in a way that brings all relevant issues, like you said, science, policy, and arts together. So I fully agree. The issue is we need to take your ideas and implement them. Thank you. And Christian, back to you. Christina.
Thank you, Dr. Tedros. So thus far, we've heard about youth participation across all WHO departments and initiatives, as well as how can we fuse science, policy, arts, and tech to make health a lived experience and a lived practice. So I'd like to take some suggestions from the floor now. Let me start with Akram Al-Adimi. Your hand is up. We'll have you unmute. Remember, 45 seconds. Share your idea. Let us know where you're from as well.
I'm from Yemen, but I'm residing in Italy to take my second master's. Thank you very much for this open dialogue. I had one question. It seems to me that WHO has not renewed or didn't engage in the internship programs anymore, and that has been creating a little bit of concern. My question is, how will WHO engage with the youth with the internship program being on hold? I've worked with the WHO for 7 years, and I moved to Italy for my second master's. But to my surprise, the youth engagement has declined with the fund cuts. Thank you very much. I would like to see what Dr. Tedros would say about this. Thank you.
I think I'll take one more. And I'd love, as I said, if we can also have some recommendations coming out as well, that would be great, because we do have a section for questions coming a little bit later. But we do appreciate your question, Akram. Thank you for raising that about youth engagement in your region. Okay, I'll take Metkel Awet. Yes, I see he looks excited. Yes, you're selected.
Okay, hello, is my mic on? Okay, first off, hi, my name is Metcal. I reside in the US. Currently it's like 5 a.m. right now. And so my proposition is to like help spread medical supplies in like rural areas, like, and find out ways to make it affordable, as well as trying to fund high quality medical facilities like hospitals and like places such as like Africa and Latin America. So how we could do this potentially is through funding initiatives. And I've seen something like what Dr. Tedros posted before, which is like how governments need to take action, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, thank you so much, Michael. All right, I'll allow Dr. just to respond now to those two posts from the floor.
Okay. Thank you. On the internship program, it's on hold, as you rightly said, but it's temporary. And if we, as you know, we are passing through a serious change or restructuring program. And we have a pause in order to finalize the changes we're making in WHO. As you may remember, because of the significant funding cuts, which is 20% actually, we have to right size. And we started from proposing a new budget, a new structure, and then, of course, that was followed by the appointment of a new senior management that started its work a couple of months ago now. And then that's followed by other initiatives in order to finalize the restructuring. And we hope to stabilize by early next year, the first quarter of next year. So according to our progress so far, we will resume internship programs in the next 3 months, not more than 3 months or so. So I would like to assure you that, because the internship program is one area where that helps us to connect with the youth, and we don't want to lose that. And we have a strong commitment to continue our internship program. But not only resume, but we would like also to expand it. And we will do that as well. And that's the bridge between WHO and our youth. And we value that program, and we will resume. I would like to assure you that. On Medcal's question, on medical supplies in remote areas, I think the funding that you have proposed, this will need some further discussion with you, but in principle, I think it's a good idea, considering the shortages we see in medical supplies, especially in remote areas in developing countries. And having a special funding for that could be discussed and explored, and would be happy to discuss this further on, how we can use the idea, Medcal. Thank you. And back to you.
Thank you, Dr. Tedros. All right, I am going to take Christian Cortez. Share your country, please, and go ahead with your suggestion.
Sure. Hi, I'm from Mexico, and I want to say something really. I'm really thankful for being here, right? So I want to share that I love this place. I love being in a chat with all of these people, and I suggest more places to talk around people around the globe. I think it's meaningful. I think it would make a change, a total change. And yeah, I think connecting and sharing ideas with other people in force like this are an amazing way to grow up and to make some initiatives that are small at the moment, bigger in communication with all of us. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, we'll take Amira. Could we have some assistance for Amira Bafadhel? Just give us a second. Someone will unmute you, Amira. Amira Bafadhel. She's next. Okay, there you go, Amira. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Tedros, for allowing us, all of us here, and to celebrate together the International Youth Day. My name is Amira. I'm a medical doctor. I'm from Yemen. I'm based in Yemen. So I'm a strong witness about all the conflicts and the struggle that we are facing in Yemen as a public health young professional. My question and my proposal is to engage as a female, like as a woman, for the policy making, because as you know, as a woman in a tribal country like Yemen, we are far away from the policy making, and to sit together to do to engage or to share our voices as a woman. So my proposal is to engage or a program that empower us as a woman in a leadership, especially in the public health sectors, so we can all work together to improve our fragile health system. That's all from my side. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Amira. Dr. Tedros, Cortez, and Amira's responses.
Thank you. Thank you, Christian. I fully agree that we need to have platforms to discuss like today. And from our side, we're committed and we would like to do it as regular as possible as well. And I enjoy talking to you because you come up with ideas that's already helping us in WHO. And I would like to really continue our partnership and even make it more regular. On Amira, Yemen, I was in Yemen last December. That's December 26. Maybe some of you might have heard while I was at the Sana'a airport departing, the airport came under drone attack. And I actually survived narrowly. And one of our colleagues was wounded. And on this next day, we managed to leave the area with our wounded colleague from UNHAS. The reason I'm saying this is I can imagine in what situation you live daily, Amira, and I feel what you feel and I understand what you understand. And I also believe that, to address this crisis and get Yemen out of this crisis, women's participation is important. And as you rightly said, women in leadership. So I fully agree with you. And I know Yemen very well. And from our side, from WHO side, we would be happy to support you in any way possible. And best wishes also for Yemen to get out of the conflict it's in. So please stay hopeful and things will improve. And we hope we will have a better Yemen with women leadership. Thank you, Amira. And back, Christina, back to you, Christina.
Thank you. Carla Jimenez. Let's have Carla Jimenez unmuted, please. That's Carla with a K. Okay, while Carla is being unmuted, we will have, I think I saw Dr. Genevieve. I think it was Dr. Yes, she's unmuted. Okay, go ahead.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you, Christina. Thank you so much, Dr. Tedros, and thank you so much to the Doubt Council members for creating these spaces to share and also to be so inspired among some other doubt advocates around the world. I will take advantage of the 30 seconds I have right now. Unfortunately, we know that NCD rates are increasing among young people, and many NCD risk factors and behaviors develop during adolescence and young adulthood. So the question I would like to make is, what strategies is WHO implementing to increase awareness and also to engage young people as active partners in shaping policies and interventions that address NCD prevention? Thank you so much, and a big hug from Mexico.
Right on time. Thank you so much, Carla. Okay, I'll take Dr. Genevieve.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. My question, I'll go straight to my question. My name is Dr. Genoveva from Tanzania. So I have been in different conferences and different discussions about health all over in my region, that is Tanzania. So my question is, how can we ease in the accessibility of the solutions that are usually discussed in these areas to reach the local people who are found in our regions? This is because after the discussions and the solutions that we usually have, they usually tend to be late reaching the local regions maybe 2 years later or 3 years later, which usually it's maybe very late. So can we ease in the process of like reaching the solution to the local people?
Thank you. Over to Dr. Tedros.
Christina, can Dr. Ndiguru, can you repeat the question, please? Sorry.
Is that Dr. Genevieva? Or
Genevieva.
yes. Could you repeat your question, please? Just in
It is
summary.
It is Dr. Genevieva Ndunguru. Okay. So my question is, through the discussion that we usually have in different conferences and the health discussions that we usually have, we usually come up with very good solutions that usually for them to be applied in third world countries such as Tanzania, it takes a long time. So how can we improve the system of reaching those solutions to the local individuals in the countries that are far, like Tanzania, third world countries, and countries of like?
You mean these are guidelines from WHO or?
No, like the solutions that we usually discuss in like different platforms.
Solutions with that. Okay.
Solutions, how can they reach to the third world country easily than not? Yes.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Go ahead, Dr. Tedros. You may respond to those two posts from the floor.
So I'll start from the last one. I think the key for that is, you know, the involvement of countries, I think will be very important. If you participate in anything, if you're part of the discussion, then the chances of implementing also is high. For instance, the involvement of developing countries like Tanzania in the discussions, I think will be one way where there is an opportunity to make sure that you know, they are part of the solution, they are part of the discussion, and then that means they own the solution, and then they can implement it. But the other, of course, they cannot participate all meetings, and they cannot participate in finding solutions. There could be others who participate, and your question is, how do we get those into the local areas, especially remote areas like places in Tanzania? And I think the one solution would be, there are you know, institutions like WHO who have local presence, and there are other institutions also like WHO, multilateral organizations, who have local presence, and making sure that the local governments or the national governments are aware of some of the solutions which are proposed, and pledging also to support will be very, very important. I would suggest that. But the most important one is the first one, which is the participation. But second, if they cannot, then the institutions who participate have the responsibility to make sure that the solutions are shared and even give support to implement them. Then on policy making, I think on the first one from Carla, on policy making, like what we're doing in WHO, engaging the Youth Council through the WHO Youth Council. At national level, the same thing can be done. I know there are countries who have a strong guidance in involving the youth. So starting from the discussions and finding solutions and keeping in mind the youth whenever they propose any solutions is going to be very, very important. So one, again, for this one, Participation at national level, participation at global level of the use directly will be important. By the way, that's why, for instance, if you take global, we're encouraging all our member states, 194, to have youth as members of their delegation when they come to the World Health Assembly. As you know, the World Health Assembly is actually the highest global body that decides on norms, on resolutions, global resolutions that are implemented at country level. So having you in their delegation means you will be participating during the assembly in the deliberations of these resolutions and decisions. And meaning, since you're part of the delegation, your participation and advice could shape the policy. So at global level, we're trying to do it. At national level, there are countries who are doing it. I think all bodies, whether it's national and global level, should understand the advantages you bring or the contributions you can have, and they should do that. That's how you can be involved in policy making and decisions. From our side, I commit to make sure that your participation is institutionalized. So we have your voice at the highest body of this global body during decisions and resolutions every May, of course. So thank you. And Christina, back to you.
Thank you, Dr. Tedros. So many hands, so many ideas. I know we're all brimming at the seams of the solutions we want to share. However, we have limited time. So I am going to read from Haya. She shared in the chat about progress and elderly public health interventions. We do have an aging population globally. I know my country, Jamaica, is one such country, and she wants to look at what's the current focus on how to achieve better equity, accessibility, and maintaining people's dignity. So it's about elderly populations and aging populations. Thank you for your question, Haya. And we got a recommendation coming in from Shuba. She's talking about global health and women in global health. How can she wants to propose rather a global mentorship and leadership program specifically for young women from marginalized communities in health. And she wants that program to look at training, fellowships, innovation support to empower young women as future health leaders. Dr. Tedros, you may respond to those two. But I just want to share with you, for everyone here who has their hand up, you've had your hand up all this morning, to just share your comments, your ideas, your concerns in the chat. We're collating them, we're adding them to our internal knowledge for the WHO Youth Council, and we'll continue to advocate on your behalf and with your support, of course, as well. So don't feel disheartened that you haven't been able to open your mic and share. Please add it to the chat and we will record it. Thank you so much. Over to you, Dr. Tedros.
Yeah, thank you. So to start from the second one on global mentorship, we have a program, actually, the Young Professionals Program, which has the same objective. Of course, sadly, we're pausing it for a while because of shortage of funding. But the Young Professionals Program is meant to train young people from developing countries and then go back home to support their people. And the first cohort, after they're completing now, after 3 years with us, this is not a short period, actually, it's on-job training, and they operate as WHO staff for 3 years, minimum 2 years. Through the young professional programs, and they get the training, and then of course that helps them when they go back. So we will resume that as well. It's a matter of pausing, but we will continue. So thank you for that advice, and we really believe in that, and developing countries should get the support. And then on aging population, of course, you see the silver. So people who have the gray hair, they call us silver tsunami because, as you know, more and more aging population. That's a very negative comment, by the way. I think instead of silver tsunami, the aging population can be considered as silver dividend. As you know, you have demographic dividend or demographic bomb when you see the youth bulge. If there is a youth bulge, it could be a demographic dividend if you use it the right way. If you can find jobs, educate your youth, create employment opportunities, improve governance, ensure democracy. It could be a demographic dividend, and countries can prosper when they have a youth bulge, but it's the way they use it. But if there is no education, if there is no employment, if there is governance problem, if there is no democracy, then the youth bulge could be a demographic bomb. You know that, what I mean. And then the same thing with silver, with aging. If you manage it well, if you give support and have initiatives to make sure that the aging population continues to contribute to society and being integral part of the society because of the wisdom they have, because of the experience they have, they could be silver dividend, meaning they can add value. But if they're stigmatized, if they're discriminated, if they're not part of the society, if everybody thinks that they will be dependent and they're not contributing, they're not allowed to contribute to society, then of course you will have the silver tsunami. So it's the way governments or countries manage that defines on the outcome of whether it's a youth bulge or an aging population. So that's what I would like to say on that. But with regard to health sector, of course, we have a program in WHO and we support countries to support the aging population, and we will continue to do that. Thank you, and Christina, back to you.
Thank you, Dr. Tedros. I'm seeing the comments in the chat from UAE, Cameroon, Indonesia. Please keep adding them. We are collating them, and we'll be in touch as well where possible. All right. At this time, I'd love for us to have a group picture. Yes, we're excited about that. It's International Youth Day. It's our day. We're celebrating. I would love to see all those smiles. I'll have the technical team be on standby to let us know when we can say cheese. Well, that's what we say. That's what we say in my country. We say cheese when we're smiling. Okay. So we can have your cameras on if you're comfortable doing so. And the team will let us know when it's time to go. Are we good to go? Okay, smile time. Everyone smile. Keep smiling. One more. I think we got it. Yes? I think we got it. Yes, we're good. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Now over to Daniel. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Christina. And we do want to thank Dr. Tedros for those incredible reflections and to thank all of you. Again, as Christina mentioned, we are so happy to have your comments, so happy to see so many hands raised. As she mentioned, we're going to be collating all of these and using it to inform our work at the WHO Youth Council and also sharing it with Dr. Tedros as well. So thank you so much, everyone. I'm going to hand it over to Christine to provide some closing remarks. Thank you. Christine? Christine, over to you.
Hi, thank you, Danielle. So, Excellencies, distinguished guests, and fellow youth leaders, my name is Christine Lee, and I'm a high school student and advocate based in Singapore. It's an honor to join you today to close our first section. Firstly, I would like to extend my deepest thanks to Dr. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus for his time, insight, and unwavering commitment to youth engagement and participation in global health. So during this chat, Dr. Tedros reminded us that us youth are not just future leaders, but present actors in shaping public health. This space today to listen and engage directly with young people reaffirms and emphasizes the WHO's commitment to meaningful youth participation in furthering sustainable development. So we've talked a lot today about how young people are taking action in their own local contexts. And I'd like to quickly take this time to introduce how I, as a high schooler, have been taking action. I'm the founder of Inspire Fire, a Singapore-based initiative focused on youth mental health and empowerment. We work to help young people, especially girls, build self-awareness, emotional resilience, and the confidence to question harmful norms. Earlier this year, I also represented Singapore at the UN ECOSOC Youth Forum in New York, where young people worldwide, including WHO youth counselors, emphasized that health solutions must reflect our local contexts. I think today's conversation really reinforces that message, that youth health is holistic and our voices are central. My call to everyone here today is to take the recommendations and questions heard here and bring it back to your own communities, so the impact continues, sustains, and grows past our meeting. Once again, thank you to Dr. Tedros, the WHO team, the Youth Council, and every participant today who lent their voice to this chat. Happy International Youth Day to all. I would now like to hand it back to Danielle to close and transition to the second part of the program. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Christine, and Kids for SDGs for your continued support. Thank you for those powerful reflections. Folks, how are we feeling? Can I see some hearts? Are we feeling good? I'm seeing smiles, which is excellent. Thank you so much for being here. And again, a huge thank you to the Director General for his time and all who contributed to the first session. Christina, your moderation, superb. And although the DG is now going to be leaving, we will be sharing, as I mentioned before, the outcomes today. So we're looking forward to that. And now we'll be creating a space for even more dialogue. But before we do that, I do have a quick announcement. We want to share some breaking news. The WHO Youth Council is teaming up with partners of the youth-led Futures Alliance, including Bertelsmann Stiftung, to launch the Global Youth Call, inviting everyone to share what peace means today and how we can shape it together for just and thriving futures. This is a global opportunity for young people to express desirable visions we actually want to live in. Submissions are welcome in the form of art, music, video, poetry, writing, or performance. And I'm going to pop the link in the chat for you all to have a look. I'm going to pop the link in the chat for you all to have a look and see. And before we officially move on to the next section, Dr. Tedros, I'm going to turn it back over to you in case you have a few final words for our youth delegates on the call.
Yeah, no, thank you so much. Enjoyed our exchange and look forward to, deepen our partnership. We value your support and leadership. So from our side, I assure you that we will do everything to make our partnership a success. So all the very best, and see you next time. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you, Dr.
Thank
Tedros.
you. Thank
You can
you.
show some hearts and some love for Dr. Tedros. Thank
Thank
you
you.
again for your time.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Until next time.
Until next time. Thank
Until
you.
next time. Thank you, Dr. Tedros and team. All right, excellent. So I think we're feeling energized and we're feeling ready for the second half of this event. So now we're going to be delving into